If you've done more than 5 cruises, one of these habits could literally cost you your trip. That's exactly what's going to cost you. Because in 2026, the habits that used to make you look smart are now quietly costing you money, access, and in some cases, your entire trip. Let's look at 11 habits. All of them are things experienced cruisers are still doing right now. Number 1, waiting for last-minute deals like it's still 2019. Fares on sailings that cross 80% capacity rise an average of 18 to 23% in the final 60 days, not drop, rise. I know a guy, 12 cruises, proud of his system, who waited on a Caribbean sailing last spring, watched the price, waited, the drop never came. He ended up in an interior cabin on deck 3 for more than he would have paid 6 months earlier for an ocean view. He told me about it like it was bad luck. It wasn't bad luck. It was a pricing model he didn't know had changed. Demand outpaced supply, and cruise lines rebuilt their entire revenue strategy around it. The exit ramp is gone. Book early, get a flexible rate if you want optionality, but stop waiting for a price drop the data says isn't coming. Booking early saves your bank account, but once you're actually on the ship, there's a different kind of tax that catches people off guard. Number 2. Turning your phone on the moment you see land. Sounds harmless, right? Your phone doesn't care that you're looking at buildings. It connects to whatever signal is strongest. And on many ships in port, the satellite network is still stronger than the local carrier. One woman on a Royal Caribbean sailing checked emails for 10 minutes after docking. Nothing unusual, just emails. Her bill came back at over $1,000. She kept saying she was on land, but her phone wasn't. The rule? Wait until your screen shows your home carrier name, not just bars, the actual carrier name. Anything less, keep airplane mode on. 10 seconds of patience beats 4 digits of charges. Number 3, treating the ship medical center like normal healthcare. This is where a small problem turns into a $300 mistake. Most people assume the ship's medical center works like normal healthcare. It doesn't. A basic consultation on most major cruise lines starts around $300. That's before tests, before medication, before anything beyond a doctor saying hello. I've seen people walk in with something minor, something they could have handled with a $5 pharmacy stop in port, and walk out having wiped out their entire excursion budget. And here's the worst part. It gets charged straight to your onboard account, mid-trip, no warning. Pack your basics before you leave home. Handle anything non-urgent on land, because this is one of those mistakes you don't feel until the bill shows up. Number 4, walking into ship elevators like nothing has changed. This one doesn't cost you money, it costs you something worse on a cruise: time. On newer ships like Norwegian Viva, Icon of the Seas, and several MSC vessels, the elevator system has changed. The buttons aren't inside anymore. You choose your floor before you get in. The system assigns you an elevator. Here's what actually happens if you don't know that. You step in because the door opens, you assume it's yours. It's not. You ride to the wrong floor, get out, wait again, repeat. On embarkation day, with thousands of people moving at once, that loop can burn 20 to 30 minutes before you even reach your cabin. 2 minutes checking your ship layout before boarding saves you from starting your trip frustrated. And that's a bad tone to set this early.
And if you want more tips on how not to lose money or avoid risks, subscribe to my channel.
Number 5, assuming security is still relaxed. This is where your trip can start going wrong before you even step on the ship. Security isn't relaxed anymore, not even close. One forgotten item in a side pocket doesn't lead to a quick check, it triggers a full secondary screening. That means this: your family boards, you don't. You're sitting in a holding area answering questions while the ship fills up without you. You miss sail away, you miss your first meal. You start your vacation already behind. And no amount of experience talks you out of it. Empty every pocket, every compartment, every time. Because this isn't about what you meant to bring, it's about what they find. Number 6, saving pool chairs like you own them. A woman on a sea day last year put her towel and bag on 2 chairs at 7 a.m., went to breakfast, went to the gym, came back at 10:30. The chairs were gone, not moved, gone. Towel, bag, book, all of it handed to guest services. She went to the desk, the crew member was polite, completely unmoved, and handed her belongings back without apology. The math is simple. A ship with 4,000 passengers and 800 pool chairs cannot function if 400 of those chairs are held by people who disappeared after sunrise. So now they don't wait. Be in the chair or lose it. That's not a threat. That's the current operating procedure on every major line. Pause for a second. Which of those 6 have you already done on your last sailing without even thinking about it? The next ones aren't embarrassing mistakes. They're the ones that cost real money, get you turned away at the door of places you already paid for, and in one case, literally leave you standing on a dock watching your ship pull away. Number 7. Thinking dress codes don't matter anymore. Here's the trap. The ship feels casual all day. It does, and that's genuine, until it isn't. Specialty restaurants and formal nights still enforce dress codes, and relaxed ship vibe doesn't override the policy at the door. I watched a couple walk up to a specialty restaurant on a formal night, totally relaxed, assuming it would be fine. It wasn't fine. They stood there while other passengers in blazers and dresses walked past them into the room they'd already paid to access. Then they went to the buffet. One outfit. That's the entire solution. Pack one dinner-appropriate outfit, and this never happens to you. It takes up almost no space and saves you from spending a premium evening at a cafeteria table. Drop a comment. Which of these 7 have you already done on your last sailing? I want to know which one people are getting hit by the most. Number 8. Trusting your phone instead of ship time. This is how people miss their ship. Not almost miss it, actually miss it. Your phone updates to local time automatically. The ship runs on ship time. Those are not always the same, and that small difference is enough. I stood on a dock in Cozumel and watched a couple sprint toward the ship, full sprint, bags swinging. They were on time according to their phone. The gangway was already up. And here's the part nobody thinks about. The ship doesn't wait. You cover everything yourself. Flights, hotels, transfers, all of it. Before you leave the ship, write down ship time. Not on your phone, somewhere you can see it instantly. Because this mistake doesn't feel like a mistake until it's too late. Number 9. Assuming onboard credit works like cash. It feels like free money. That's the whole problem. On most major lines, onboard credit cannot be applied to gratuities, pre-booked third-party shore excursions, or certain specialty dining packages. It's credit for specific categories, not a general balance. So you plan your whole extra spend around $300 of onboard credit. Then your card gets charged $200 for a shore excursion you assumed was already handled. That's how a budget quietly turns into a disagreement 3 days into a trip. Before you sail, call the line or go into the app and confirm exactly what your credit covers. Write the real number down. Plan around that, not the assumed version.
Number 10. Skipping hygiene checkpoints. This one is genuinely uncomfortable to watch happen to someone. A man walked past a hand sanitation station at a buffet entrance on a sea day. Confident stride, clearly not his first cruise. The crew member stopped him, out loud, not a quiet tap, out loud in front of 6 people standing directly behind him. He had to walk back, use the station, and then pass everyone again. He didn't make eye contact with anyone at his table for the first 10 minutes of lunch. Enforcement is active now, it's visible, and getting called out in a crowd is the kind of thing you replay for the rest of the trip. 4 seconds, every time, just do it. Being embarrassed at the buffet is a memory. Being arrested at the port is a record. Number 11. Thinking experience means you know what you can get away with. This is the one that ends trips, not ruin them, actually ends them mid-sailing. Balcony smoking violation, fined directly to your onboard account and potentially removed at the next port. Your travel home is your expense. Drug violation, disembarked at the next port, no refund, no assistance, a Ford and City, your problem. Anything thrown overboard in U.S. waters, federal offense, not a ship policy, a federal law. And here's what almost nobody thinks about. Modern ships are covered in surveillance. Every corridor, every elevator, every deck, all of it logged and reviewable. The passenger who thinks their experience gives them a read on what they can get away with is usually the one who ends up in front of the captain. The rule isn't the issue. What happens after you break it is. Those are the mistakes that cost you. But if you've made it this far, you deserve the insider moves, the low-effort tricks that make the crew think you are the one running the ship. Hack section. Here's the flip side. Every mistake we just covered has an opposite, something the people who never have those problems are quietly doing. None of it is complicated. Most of it takes under a minute. First day on the ship, skip the buffet. The main dining room is open for lunch on embarkation day, and almost nobody knows it. I watched a couple walk straight past a 200-person buffet queue on their first sailing, sit down in an empty dining room, get served a 3-course lunch, and finish before the buffet line had cleared. Same ship, same food budget, completely different experience. 1 bottle of wine is allowed on board at embarkation on most lines. Open it in your cabin first. Carry a glass into dinner. No corkage fee on an already open bottle. A man on a Mediterranean sailing paid $28 corkage on a $12 bottle he bought at the port because he didn't know this. That's a $40 glass of wine. Don't attach luggage tags at home. They get torn, misread, or switched in transit. Bring them and attach at the terminal when the bag is going directly onto the ship. That's the only transfer that matters. Book spa treatments on port days. Most passengers are off the ship. Prices on some lines drop 20 to 30%. Same room, same service, nobody next to you. Check your onboard account every single day, not at checkout, every day. I've seen a $90 charge sit on the wrong cabin for 4 days because nobody caught it. Catching it on day 2 is a 2-minute conversation. Catching it on the last morning is a 40-minute queue with everyone else who also waited. Most of these don't feel like mistakes. That's exactly why they keep happening. The experienced cruiser runs on what used to work. The informed one knows what works now. One of them enjoys the trip. The other spends it cleaning up problems that didn't need to happen. Which one of these have you been doing without realizing it? Be honest. Put it in the comments. And if someone you know is still doing number 1, send this to them before they book their next trip.